What's up everybody, it's Joe with Joseph Blake Photography, and in today's video we're going to be talking about Instagram and if it's still Instagram? Before we jump into it, I am Joe. This is Joseph Blake Photography, and on this channel we talk about technology, photography, cinematography, drones, and the tech that enables us to create content, wherever that might be. Whether you're a freelancer, an enthusiast, or just an online content creator, I like to talk about everything going on in this industry. So we're going to be talking about tech, we're going to be talking about news, reviews, and how-tos. So if you're interested in stuff like that, go and hit the like button on this video and subscribe to my channel. Go and hit the bell for notifications so that you know when I upload a new video. And let's jump into talking about Instagram. So if you've been an Instagram user or creator for any period of time, you know that the social media site has traditionally been focused on images, still images. Whether that was just your friends and their cute dog or their new sneakers or their brand new baby, Instagram has traditionally or did traditionally start out as a social media site to share photos with your friends. Now, Instagram was originally founded in 2010, kind of in the heyday of the first wave of apps that came out on the iPhone. And it was originally developed in San Francisco by Mike Krieger and Kevin Systrom. At that time, it was actually being developed as a check-in app. For those of you old enough to remember Foursquare, I loved Foursquare. I was the mayor of like a ton of different places. I used to love Foursquare. But that's what it was originally supposed to be, and they realized pretty quickly that they were too similar to Foursquare, so they ditched that idea and went to the image idea and came up with the name Instagram, which was a combination of the idea of an instant photo and a telegram, because you could take the photo and then send it to your friends, because it was about photo sharing. The other interesting thing about Instagram originally is that the photos were all square. They were 640 by 640 pixels, which matched up perfectly with the iPhone screen. Fast forward, Instagram becomes huge, gets bought by Facebook, now Meta for $1 billion. Fast forward 8 years and you've got Facebook Stories. Fast forward 8 years and Instagram has now incorporated Stories into its system, something that it kind of borrowed from the Snapchat app, which was a competitor at the time. And then in 2020, it rolled out the Reels component, or the Reels feature, which feels very much like the kind of TikTok video series. And now pretty much every social media platform has this, just like they had Stories, right? So now YouTube has Shorts, and Instagram has Reels, TikTok has TikTok. Reels are also on Facebook. So the idea of this type of short form video in vertical, now pretty common in the social media industry because everyone is using a smartphone to view social media. So it doesn't need to be widescreen, it needs to be vertical, and it needs to be quick and fast and easy so that you can watch a couple things for a couple of minutes and then move on, although they've started to add longer form content. But beyond the addition of Stories and Reels, what you started to see was that the actual feed itself inside of Instagram, the thing that you would scroll through to look at the pictures that your friends were posting, was more and more becoming videos. And the reason for that is because that's what Instagram wants to show you. And so folks who are working to create content and be seen on Instagram, well, they need to follow the Instagram algorithm. They need to do what's gonna get them in front of the eyeballs of their users. And with that, we have to pause for just a second and talk about the algorithmic feed. Now, if you go back to Facebook and you look at the fact that when you first joined Facebook, you would, like Twitter, you would add users. These are people that are your friends, family, close associates, people from high school, and the folks that, maybe celebrities or brands that you want to follow and see more often. The assumption would be that if your friend posted something on Facebook at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then another friend at 10 o'clock, and then your mom at 1 o'clock, and then a brand at 4 o'clock, that you would open up Facebook and you would see the brand post, and then your mom's post, and then your friend's posts as you scrolled backwards into time, like email or text messages. That's basically what the idea was. It was like reading a feed of messages from your friends, except those messages were public, or at least public to within the folks that were following them. That's how feeds work. At least that's how the original activity feed worked in Facebook. Well, that doesn't really, quote unquote, drive engagement, meaning that there are going to be posts that brands and celebrities and your friends and family will make that will be more engaging to you, they'll be more interesting. So someone posting a picture of their dinner might get less engagement than a post about getting married or a post about having a baby. And so those things are more engaging for the audience. Well, Facebook knows this. And so what they did was they built an algorithm that would put those more engaging things in front of you. Things that are a little more controversial, things that are a little bit more spicy. So as you start to see more and more of these things on your feed and it becomes more algorithmically driven, well, then it doesn't matter how often you post and it doesn't matter when you post. It matters whether or not the thing that you post is engaging. And Facebook tunes their algorithm to find the things that it thinks are going to be engaging for the different audiences that it serves to. From the individual perspective, that seems okay, except what you end up with is you end up with a kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. So if you see a thing that is more engaging or more interesting or a little more spicy and you click on it and look at it, well, that means that Facebook is going to now feed you more of that stuff. And very quickly, Facebook basically aids in trying to take down Western democracy. The reason they're doing it, though, is advertising. They want to show you ads. And they want to show you ads in a way that allows them to show you the ads that you'll engage with and that they're a part of your feed. So they build this algorithm that effectively means that you're not going to see things in any kind of order. You're going to see them in the way that Facebook wants to show them to you. Well, as soon as you do that, Facebook can now show you ads in the way that they want to show them to you. The same exact thing is happening on Instagram. Except that on Instagram, you have still photos. There's not as much text, and it's not as much about life events or the news of the day or things of that nature. It's about photos, right? You're taking photographs of things. Well, photos don't get a lot of engagement. You look at the photo, maybe you double tap on it if you like it, and you scroll to the next photo. That was kind of the point of Instagram, right? I had an Instagram feed that was very finely tuned. It was mostly outdoor landscape photography and camping equipment. I loved it, and that was what the algorithm served me, and it served me ads associated with those things. Well, Instagram realizes that that is not as engaging, and so they push video. And video content gets a lot more hits or a lot more of a push on the algorithm. Okay, enough about the algorithmic feed. Let's go back to Instagram pushing video. So that means that if they want to engage you more, they want your eyeballs to stay in Instagram longer, they're going to create a push for the algorithm to push videos. And that means video in the feed, that means reels, and now stories are reels. Everything is reels, basically. Everything that is a video is reels. So now zoom forward to this week where Adam Mosseri, who is the head of Instagram for Facebook, says there's a lot going on right now. And to be honest, I believe that more and more of Instagram is going to become video over time. Now, that is at a time when people are screaming, both users and content creators on Instagram, that they would like to see more photos. They want to post photos. But Instagram sees video as a much better way for them to retain users on their platform and to be able to push advertising and generate more revenue. Because remember, they're not running a social media network for the lols, they're running it for money. They're in it for the ad dollars. So it might still be in the area of things that you like or are looking for, but it's less of the people you follow. It's less of the brands and groups that you're interested in, and it's more of other people, which means more ads, more opportunities to push ads. So more advertising, more video to keep the app more sticky and to keep you more stuck in it for longer. It's about eyeballs stuck in the app for longer periods of time. That's it. And that's because honestly, they're getting their lunch eaten by TikTok in the eyeball time frame metric. How long are eyeballs, are people looking at the app, and how long do they have as an opportunity to serve advertisements? How long do they have to collect your data? And TikTok does a better job at that because it's not at all feed-based, it's 100% algorithmic. And so that's what Instagram is trying to become with video and Reels. The problem is that anybody who opens up TikTok, they know what they're going for. Like, you know what you're doing when you open up TikTok. That's not what I use Instagram for. So when I open up Instagram, I'm looking for creators that I like to follow. I'm looking for some of the specific types of things that I like being delivered to me. And video doesn't really do that. I'm looking for still images. I'm looking for things that go, ooh, that looks nice as a photographer. And everybody's doing this. But why not just roll out another app? Really compete and do well. Use the experience that you have in the market to really build something that is going to do what TikTok does. I would actually say that YouTube is better positioned for this kind of future market because it creates brand and personality attachments. On YouTube, the people that I follow personally on YouTube, people like Peter McKinnon or Matty Hipoya or the How Ridiculous guys, Matt's Off-Road Recovery, just fun stuff that I like to watch. That's television for me. And so when you have that in the TikTok format, in the Reels format, in the Shorts format, like what you have on YouTube or TikTok, it's more, those things mesh better together as opposed to Instagram, where I'm looking not at a personality. I've not watched video for most of the people that I follow on Instagram. I'm looking for photos of things. Maybe there's a person who takes great landscape photos, moods, travel, or family and friends, and I'm looking for photos of what's going on in their lives. Like, that's what I want. That's what I want to see. Kind of undid some of what they were going to do. There was a version of the app that was immediately going straight into full screen video like TikTok that you would just scroll straight through. They basically just tried to make it TikTok. They're rolling that out. They're going to phase that out. They're going to phase that app back out and go back to the way it was, and they're going to reduce the number of quote unquote recommended is always code for the algorithm told us so, recommended posts in your feed, and you'll now see more of the folks that you follow. This will not last forever. They know what they need to do to bring in more revenue, and that's all it's about for them. Again, I do not in any way disagree with the idea that a company who's beholden to their shareholders needs to generate more revenue and growth over time, right? That's capitalism. That's not what this app was. And people who say, well, they're just trying to compete against TikTok and YouTube with YouTube Shorts, yeah, but TikTok has always been TikTok, and YouTube's always been a video app. So video in a video app is not a surprise. Short form video in a video app is not a surprise. Instagram is a stills photo app. And so that's kind of where the industry is. We're all kind of waiting for Instagram to come back and tell us what they mean by, we've learned a lot. We want to come back with some new ideas or iterations. So we're going to work on that. And we're not thinking big enough or bold enough, as Adam Mosseri said. So I don't know what big enough and bold enough means, but my hope is that that means that they're going to roll out a separate service that is a direct competitor to TikTok. TikTok did it. There were a lot of people out there that thought, well, the social media network wars are over. Facebook won, Instagram won. You got Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and then Snapchat, and that's it, right? And then TikTok comes on the scene and blows it up with algorithmic, funny short videos. I think it's great. I think the competition is good, but my hope is that they don't take an already existing property and try to force people into it being a different thing. Just make a different thing. Are you a creator on Instagram? Are you creating photos? Are you creating videos? I'm sure if you're creating photos, none of your stuff is getting seen. and only video is seen now because it's a video app. Let me know down in the comments what you're doing and how it has affected you. I would love to hear from everybody. I'm on Instagram. I don't do video on Instagram, and I haven't posted on Instagram in a while because after a while, like nothing was getting seen after 2020 when they really started pushing video. And I really didn't want to start doing videos on Instagram. So let me know what you're doing down in the comments. If you do want to check out my Instagram, I'm at jblakephoto, links in the description. Also check out my website. And check out my last video. I talked a little bit about what I'm going to be doing with the channel, about some changes in my life, changing jobs, having a baby, and what is going on with me and why it's been a while since I've been posting. And specifically the fact that I'm going to start doing adventures on a second channel, which I'm going to announce here really soon. So for those of you who are super into the camping, hiking adventures where I go out and do landscape photography, please go ahead and be on the lookout for that announcement and links for that new channel. If you're interested in technology and photography and video editing and all the things and how those things affect our culture and the world that we live in and how we interact with it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and go ahead and hit the bell so you know when I post a new video. Like this video if you can, and I will see you in the next one.